Now that we know how to add matrices into Sage and find the reduced row echelon form, let's take a look at solving a system using Sage. So here we have this system, a plus 2b minus c equals 0, 3a minus b plus 2c equals 1, 5a plus 7b plus 10c equals 3. So we have three equations. We see we have three unknowns, a, b, and c. And so if we were writing down this problem to solve by hand, we would write down a 3x4 matrix. The first three columns, we would have a column for every unknown. The final column will be a column for our augment. Okay, let's try putting this into Sage. So let's call this matrix A. So we say A equals a matrix, we put parentheses, and then inside of that, we're going to put the number of rows, the number of columns, and then the list of elements. So here we have three equations, so that's 3 rows. We have 3 unknowns and then the augment, so that's in total 4 columns. And now let's write down our entries. We're going to separate them each by a comma so that the computer knows when one number stops and another begins. Okay, so our first equation is a plus 2b minus c is 0. So we have 1 a's, 2 b's, minus 1 c's, and then this is equal to 0. As you're entering these in, this return trick is really good, but it's easy to forget the comma at the end here. So make sure you've got a comma between all entries. Our final equation is 5a's plus 7b's plus 10c's equals 3. Okay. When we evaluate, we're not going to see anything, but we can now ask for the reduced row echelon form. So by doing a dot reduced row echelon form and then a pair of parentheses. And we see we now have our matrix has been reduced. This is our results. We just separate this out so it's a little bit easier to see. Our final column here is the augment. And we can read off our solutions, right? Our first equation says A equals 1/5. Our second equation tells us that 0a plus 1b plus 0c, or just b, is equal to 0. And our third equation tells us that c is also equal to 1/5. Okay, so to solve this system, all we did was take the augmented form of our matrix, put it into Sage, and ask for the reduced row echelon form. Easy as cake.